Shlok 1 of chapter 6, Shri Bhagwanuvach.
अनाश्रितः कर्म फलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः.
Shri God said, the one who doesn't take the support of the fruits of actions and performs actions worth performing according to the directions of the advanced knowledge of the true Gita, he is also an unlimited sannyasi and a yogi even while performing actions. But he isn't a karmabhogi devoid of the fire of knowledge and yoga, and he isn't idle or inactive sannyas yogi either. Karmabhogi means the one who experiences the result of actions. Sannyas yogi means the one who has yoga through renunciation. Shlok 2 of chapter 6.
यो सन्न्यासमिति प्राहुः योगन्तो विद्धि पाण्डव न यसन्न्यस्तसङ्कल्पो योगी भवति कश्चन.
O Pandav, the one who is called a complete renouncer even through the thoughts of the mind, that is sannyasi, actually, consider it to be karmayog devoid of the ego of actions. Because if someone doesn't completely renounce all the thoughts while performing, or not performing actions through the indriya, he isn't a yogi. He is certainly a worldly bhogi. Shlok 3 of chapter 6.
कर्म कारणमुच्यते योगारूढस्य तस्यैव शम कारणमुच्यते.
For a sage who wishes to rise in the state of yoga, the actions performed through the mind, words and actions for yajna, the actions that have become alokik are said to be the cause of high and avyakt stage and peace of his mind through renunciation of the body, wealth etc. itself is said to be the cause of steadiness of being elevated in yoga. Yogarudhasya, meaning, peace is attained immediately after renunciation, chapter 12, Shlok 12 of the Gita. Shlok 4 of chapter 6.
यदा हिनेन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्म स्वनुषज्यते सर्वसङ्कल्पसन्न्यासी योगारूढस्तदोच्यते.
Because when the one who completely renounces all the thoughts along with the thought of the vice of lust is neither attached to the actions of the desirous indriya, nor the various pleasures like touch, form, taste etc. of the indriya through the remembrance of the point soul, he is said to have risen in the highest avyakt stage of yoga. Shlok 5 of chapter 6.
उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानं नात्मानं अवसादये आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धु आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः.
Through your mind and intellect, you should take the point of light soul towards the hero with high stage. Don't let the soul go downwards to the corrupt indriya, because the point of light soul itself is our friend who always helps. The soul itself is our enemy. Vishwamitra, the hero actor himself, is the friend of the world. Great sentences of Shiv Baba for this shlok are: the living soul is its own friend and its own enemy. Murli dated 21st March, 1967, page 3. Vishwanath, that is controller of the world alone, is always our friend. Shlok 6 of chapter 6.
बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य येनात्मैवात्मना जितः अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत्.
The one who has conquered the point of light soul through his mind and intellect that has become sentient, his soul itself is his friend because of being the conqueror of the mind. Anyone else isn't his friend or enemy. But just like an enemy, The soul with inconstant mind and dull intellect of a body-conscious person who isn't stabilized in the soul itself remains intent on having enmity. Shlok 7 of chapter 6.
जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्ण सुखदुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः.
The supreme actor hero soul, mentioned in chapter 15, Shlok 17 of the Gita, of the man who has conquered the soul and has become an extremely peaceful point, stays contented in heat or cold, happiness or sorrow and respect or disrespect. Shlok 8 of chapter 6.
ज्ञानविज्ञानतृप्तात्मा कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः.
It is said that the soul that is satisfied with the knowledge of Shiv plus special knowledge, that is Yoga, the yogi who is stable on the high peak of Parambrahm, who especially conquers the Indriya of lust too, and who has equal feelings for soil, stone, gold, etc., is perfect in Yoga. Yogakshemam Vahamyaham of such undesirous ones, chapter 9, Shlok 22 of the Gita. Yogakshemam Vahamyaham means, I take the responsibility of making the constant, complete yogis attain things that are precious and haven't been attained and protecting them during the great destruction at the end of the Kalpa. Shlok 9 of chapter 6.
सुधन्मित्रार्युदासीन मध्यस्थद्वेषबन्धुषु साधुष्वपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते.
The one with an equal mind towards the affectionate ones, friends, foes, the indifferent ones, mediators, haters, or relatives, towards the sages who regulate the Indriya and sinners too, has been considered to be special. Shlok 10 of chapter 6.
योगी युञ्जीत सततम् आत्मानं रहसि स्थितः एकाकीयत चित्तात्मा निराशीरपरिग्रहः.
The yogi who controls his inconstant mind and the intellect that decides, the yogi who is free from desires and who doesn't collect things should constantly have yoga with the Supreme Soul after stabilizing alone, in a secluded place. Shlok 11 and 12 of chapter 6.
शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थिरमासनमात्मनः नात्युच्छ्रितन्नातिनीचौ चैलाकिनकुशोत्तरम् तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यतचित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः उपविश्यासने युञ्जात् योगमात्मविशुद्धये.
In a pure place which is neither too low in a ditch, nor on too high place. After spreading out deerskin along with a cotton cloth on pure kusha grass, that is, a sacred grass used in Brahmanical ceremonies, Poasanoshoroids. Taking his firm sitting position through practice, sitting on that seat after becoming carefree, and concentrating the mind on the star-like soul in the center of the forehead. Special Karmayogi Brahmin should have yoga in this way with the controller of the mind, actions of the Indriya, that is Shiv, present in the chariot of Arjun alone for special purification of the point of light soul. Karmayogi means the one who performs actions in the Father's remembrance. Shlok 13 and 14 of chapter 6.
समङ्काय शिरोग्रीवन् धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशश्चानवलोकयन् प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभिः ब्रह्म
while keeping the body, head, and neck steady in a straight line, and while looking in front of his nose through the eye of the intellect in the center of the forehead with completely open eyes, without blinking, with an unwavering mind, and not looking in various directions. By becoming the one with a calm mind, fearless and stabilizing in the vow of celibacy with the wish to conquer lust, with firm determination after concentrating his mind, and coming under my shelter along with the mind. The sannyas yogi who has become stable should have yoga with Baba through the unadulterated Indriya. Shlok 15 of chapter 6.
युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी नियतमानसः शान्तिर्निर्वाणपरमा मत्संसामधिगच्छति.
By always connecting the subtle atom-like soul in the form of a point of light with me, the light of Shiv, in the way that was said just now, a Neminath sannyas yogi with controlled mind attains the eternal and unlimited supreme peace of Nirvandham present in me very soon, to a greater or lesser extent, according to the Purusharth. Neminath means a person who follows certain rules and regulations on regular basis. Shlok 16 of chapter 6.
नात्यश्नतस्तु योगोऽस्ति न चैकान्तमनश्नतः न चाति स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुन.
O Arjun, the winner of the wealth of knowledge. Neither the one who eats a lot is able to have yoga because of feeling too lazy or sleepy, nor the one who completely fasts is able to have yoga because hunger troubles all the worldly bhogis, and neither the one who sleeps a lot nor the one who stays completely awake has proper yoga. Shlok 17 of chapter 6.
युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः.
The yoga of the one who has regulated eating and wandering. The one who performs actions in moderation according to the ethics of the religion, and in the same way the one who always sleeps and stays awake in moderation, is remover of sorrow. Shlok 18 of chapter 6.
यदा विनियतं चित्तम् आत्मन्येवावतिष्ठते निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यो युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा.
When especially the controlled mind properly stabilizes only in the point of light soul through the 10 indriya, along with the mind, he is said to be a sannyasi or karmyogi absorbed in easy rajyog, that is yogyukt, after becoming completely free from the wish of all types of elevated and lowly worldly desires. Shlok 19 of chapter 6.
यथा दीपो निवातस्थो नेङ्गते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः.
Just like the flame of a lamp placed in a windless place doesn't waver, similarly, when the soul with a controlled mind has attachment to the Supreme Soul, that metaphor of the lamp is remembered for the yogi. Shlok 20 of chapter 6.
यत्रो परमते चित्तं निरुद्धं योगसेवया यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति.
The avyakt stage in which a completely controlled mind becomes detached, that is attached to the Supreme Soul, through the practice of yoga of the soul with the Supreme Soul, and the state in which, while seeing the avyakt soul fixed in the form of a point of light in the center of the forehead through his mind and intellect, he is satisfied only in the Supreme Soul equal to the Supreme Father Shiv, in the form of soul. Shlok 21 of chapter 6.
सुखमात्यन्तिकं यत्तत् बुद्धिग्राह्यमतीन्द्रियं वेत्ति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितश्चलति तत्त्वतः.
The state in which the excellent yogi knows the most superior super-sensuous joy beyond the celestial degrees of the abode of Vishnu's Vaikuntha, that can be grasped through the intellect that decides, and is never disturbed by the elemental form, by the 23 inert elements of the world, described in chapter 13, Shlok 5 of the Gita, by becoming stable there itself. Shlok 22 of chapter 6.
यो लब्ध्वा चापरं लाभं मन्यते नाधिकल्पत यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन गुरुणापि विचाल्यते.
And after receiving that super-sensuous joy of heaven, he doesn't consider the other declining worldly benefit to be better than that. After stabilizing in that happiness of the abode of Vishnu's Vaikuntha, he isn't disturbed even by extremely great sorrow of the great death at the end of the Kalpa. Shlok 23 of chapter 6.
संविद्या दुःखसंयोग वियोगं योगसंज्ञितं स निश्चयेन योक्तव्यो योगो निर्विण्णचेतसा.
That super-sensuous joy which separates us from receiving sorrow should be known by the name Easy Rajyog. You should definitely have that easy Rajyog through the mind free from the pain and sorrow of worldly birth, old age, and death, full of diseases. Because the one with faith in the intellect gains victory, itself is the truth. Shlok 24 of chapter 6.
संकल्प प्रभवान् कामा त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः.
By becoming free from thoughts, after completely renouncing all the desires generated by the thoughts, after especially restraining the group of Indriya from all the sides, through the mind itself. Shlok 25 of chapter 6.
शनैः शनैः उपरमे बुद्ध्या धृतिगृहीतया आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किञ्चित् अपि चिन्तयेत्.
Gradually, by making more or less Purusharth in the Purushottam Sangam Yuga of 100 years, the mind should become completely detached through the patient intellect. After completely stabilizing the power of the mind and intellect in the living point soul, he shouldn't think anything except the Nirgun soul, the light of Sadashiv, plus Sagun, in the form of the golden ling. Nirgun means the incorporeal one, literally means the one without qualities. Sagun means the corporeal one, literally means the one with qualities. Shlok 26 of chapter 6.
यतो यतो निश्चरति मनश्चञ्चलमस्थिरं ततस्ततो नियम्यैतत् आत्मन्येव वशन्नयेत्.
Wherever the unsteady, monkey-like inconstant mind stubbornly goes through its bodily relations, any particular place or things, this mind should be restrained from there properly, by making efforts, and patiently, and brought under the very control of the star-like living point of light soul, in the form of an atom. Shlok 27 of chapter 6.
प्रशान्तमनसं हीनौ योगिनौ सुखमुत्तमम् उपैति शान्तरजसं ब्रह्मभूतमकल्मषम्.
Because this yogi with the mind that has become peaceful properly, Rajdhari with calm Rajogun and Tamasi quality, attains the flawless and the best super sensuous joy created by Parambram. Rajdhari literally means the one who holds a kingdom, a king, ruler, etc. Shlok 28 of chapter 6.
युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी विगतकल्मषः सुखेन ब्रह्मसंस्पर्शम् अत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते.
While always connecting the soul with Shiv Baba in this way, the sinless yogi happily enjoys the greatest joy with complete contact of Parambram incarnate. Shlok 29 of chapter 6.
सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः.
The soul that is engaged in the remembrance of the Supreme Father, plus Supreme Soul, becomes the one with uniform feelings everywhere as mentioned in chapter 5, Shlok 18 of the Gita, and sees the soul in the form of a living record filled in the point of light, situated in all the living beings, or all the worldly living beings in the form of star-like soul, through the third eye of knowledge in the form of intellect. Shlok 30 of chapter 6.
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति.
The one who sees me everywhere like a lover, and sees everyone in me Shiv, plus Baba, just like a tree in a seed, that is the one who is free from the ignorance of every soul is equal to the Supreme Soul. I am never distant from him, and he doesn't vanish from my sight either, especially in the Purushottam Sangam Yuga. Shlok 31 of chapter 6.
सर्वभूतस्थितं यो मां भजत्येकत्वमास्थितः सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते.
The yogi who worships me, the Supreme Father Shiv present in all the living beings through more or less energy of yoga, and is Ekvyapi in the permanent chariot of Arjun in the Purushottam Sangam Yuga. That elevated yogi is present in my heart in the form of the Supreme Soul, the hero, the supreme actor despite performing actions in every way. Ekvyapi means present in one being. Shlok 32 of chapter 6.
आत्मोपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति यो अर्जुन सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखं स योगी परमो मतः.
O Arjun, the one who sees happiness or sorrow in all the living beings like animals, birds, insects, etc. equally, with the soul-conscious feeling, that yogi, with the soul-conscious vision, is considered to be perfect. Shlok 33 of chapter 6. Arjun Uvach.
योऽयं योगः त्वया प्रोक्तः साम्येन मधुसूदन एतस्याहं न पश्यामि चञ्चलत्वात् स्थितिं स्थिराम्.
Arjun said, O Shiv Baba, the killer of lust, as sweet as madhu, that is honey. This yoga that you have narrated through equality, I can't see any stable support for that because of the inconstancy of my monkey-like mind or my own attachments. The inconstant vision for many births is an obstacle in the soul-conscious vision. Shlok 34 of chapter 6.
चञ्चलं हि मनः कृष्ण प्रमाथि बलवत्दृढम् तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये वायुरिव सुदुष्करम्.
O Shiv Baba, the embodiment of attraction. The mind is inconstant like a monkey. It agitates the Indriya. It is very powerful and stubborn. Because I consider to stop that unbridled horse, devoid of sattvic intellect, to be extremely difficult. Just like the pranavayu that is stopped with difficulty through Hatha. Shlok 35 of chapter 6. Shri Bhagwanuvach.
असंशयं महाबाहो मनोदुर्निग्रहं चलम् अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येण च गृह्यते.
Shri God said, O the one with long arms, certainly, the inconstant Kapidhwaj-like mind that runs fast is extremely stubborn, but O Arjun, it is controlled through the practice of yoga and detachment out of the atomic great destruction. Shlok 36 of chapter 6.
असंयतात्मना योगो दुष्प्राप इति मे मतिः वश्यात्मना तु यतता शक्यो वाप्तुमुपायतः.
I believe for bhogi souls that attainment of yoga is difficult for the one with this unrestrained manua-like mind filled with desires, but it can be attained through unadulterated remembrance of me alone and constant detachment through the mind controlled by making efforts and the method told just now. Manua means a monkey or a man. Shlok 37 of chapter 6. Arjun Uvach.
आयति श्रद्धयोपेतो योगाच्चलितमानसः अप्राप्य योगसंसिद्धिं कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति.
Arjun said, O Shiv Baba, the embodiment of attraction, if not the best king, what destination, between the position of a medium or an inferior subject, does the ayogi, that is bhogi person, who is endowed with faith in easy Rajyog, but whose mind is inconstant because of vices, attain, instead of attaining complete accomplishment of Vaikuntha through yoga? Ayogi means the one who doesn't have yoga. Shlok 38 of chapter 6.
कच्चिन्नो भयविभ्रष्ट छिन्नाभ्रमिव नश्यति अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढो ब्रह्मणः पथि.
O Shiv Baba, the one with great arms, the one who holds the 8 personalities on his head, the yogi who has completely lost his position and has forgotten the path to Parambrahm, the one who has fallen from both practice and detachment. A dejected person isn't destroyed like a dispersed cloud by any chance with the condition like that of mad people, is he? Shlok 39 of chapter 6.
एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण चेत्तुमर्हस्य शेषतः त्वदन्यः संशयस्यास्य चेत्तानभ्युपपद्यते.
O the embodiment of attraction, you are capable of completely destroying this doubt of mine along with the root in such a way that it doesn't arise again, because I can't find any other inexhaustible treasurer of knowledge apart from you in the entire world, who destroys this doubt in practice just like you, the highest of high God. Shlok 40 of chapter 6. Shri Bhagwanuvach.
पार्थनैवेह नामुत्र विनाशस्तस्य विद्यते न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति.
Shri God said, O Lord of the earth, that yogi isn't completely destroyed in this hellish terrestrial world, or in the other world, the world of deities either, because O Tat, any beneficial, legitimate child of Vivasvat, the son of knowledge, who has become Suryavanshi in the form of the ray of the light of soul, doesn't attain degradation. Tat is an affectionate term of address, especially to a junior person. Shlok 41 of chapter 6.
प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समा शुचीना श्रीमताङ्गेः योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते.
The person with corrupt yoga doesn't go to the hellish world of sinful souls directly. He attains the worlds of noble souls here itself, lives an ordinary life of the subject category, which is considered common for many years, and is born in the family of pure, prosperous people, among the householders of an elevated clan, who stay celibate forever after having one wife, that is, Ek Nari Sada Brahmachari. Shlok 42 of chapter 6.
अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद्धि दुर्लभतरम् लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्.
Or he is born in the incomplete clan of intelligent yogis who have attachment but have become doubting Brahmins itself. But it is more difficult to have this kind of birth in the Suryavanshi family of direct Maheshwari, that is, the greatest goddess, in this world of more intense Purusharthas in the Purushottam Sangamyog. Shlok 43 of chapter 6.
तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकम् यतते च ततो भूय संसिद्धो कुरु नन्दनम्.
There, he receives that connection of the intellect of the Rudragan of the advanced knowledge who have become Brahmins, received in the previous birth, and then, O Arjun, the giver of joy, or Prahlad for even the Vidharmis, like people of Islam, Buddhists, etc., who are purely egotistic, for those belonging to the dynasty of Kurus. He makes effort again in the Brahmin family of advanced knowledge to attain complete accomplishment of the abode of Vishnu's Vaikunth. Rudragan means the followers of Rudra. Prahlad, in the Hindu mythology, a staunch devotee of Vishnu, born in the family of demon Hiranyakashap. Shlok 44 of chapter 6.
पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते यवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते.
Through that very practice of the previous birth, that semi-yogi child of Brahma automatically becomes helpless and is attracted to accomplish yoga, and even the one who wishes to obtain little knowledge of Rajyog goes to Parambrahma, that is, beyond the four-headed Brahma of the path of bhakti, with the sound of cymbals and anklets. Shlok 45 of chapter 6.
प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु योगी संशुद्धकिल्बिषः अनेकजन्म संसिद्धः ततो याति परां गतिम्.
But the yogi who practices yoga by making efforts becomes completely accomplished after many births, when all the sins are washed away, and later on, attains the supreme destination in the form of Vishnu. Shlok 46 of chapter 6.
तपस्विभ्योऽधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद्योगी भवार्जुन.
A Rajyogi is greater than the Tapasvis with physical distress. He is considered superior to even the ones with the knowledge of the soul. And an easy Rajyogi is certainly greater than those who perform rituals. So, O Arjun, become a yogi superior to even the performers of rituals, who are bound in three qualities, or the ones who perform tapasya of remembering the soul. Tapasvis means those who perform tapasya or intense meditation, ascetics. Shlok 47 of chapter 6.
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां स मे युक्ततमो मतः.
Even among all the yogis, the easy Rajyogi with feelings, that is dil, plus intelligence, that is dimag, who has faith and belief, remembers me through the mind and intellect, engaged in my corporeal Avyakt Murti mentioned in chapter 9, Shlok 4 of the Gita, that is Mahadev, the hero. I consider him to be the most elevated emotional yogi along with feelings and sensible with intelligence.
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता सूपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे आत्मसंयमयोगो नाम षष्ठोऽध्यायः.